okay? But it's probably having an anti-inflammatory effect that's allowing capillaries to open back up again and feed dormant cells that go, oh, thanks, I needed that. A little oxygen is a good thing, okay? All right, so when I called Jerry Cartsinell a few years ago, and I said, guess what I did? And he said, what'd you do now, Jules? I said, bought a hyperbaric chamber. He said, you did not. I said, yes, I did. So we started working on that, and Jerry and I made a presentation to think tanks several years ago that got all this trouble started that said, you know what, we find in the literature that it really helps with inflammatory bowel disease. Well, gee, our kids have inflammatory bowel disease. Maybe it could help them, okay? There's a lot of literature that says that it can help a bowel, a lot. The adult gastroenterologists are figuring this out. It's really cool. So I put those references in there, okay? Could hyperbarics help in neuroinflammation? Well, here's the article that I told you about that says that there is neuroinflammation in our children's brains. And sure enough, there are articles in the literature that say it might help in neuroinflammation, or it looked like it did to us. Okay, SPECT scans are a way of looking at the blood flow into the child, into whoever brain you're looking at in pretty pictures, okay? And they've found that there's abnormalities in our children, okay? So this is I stuck it down here. This is the part that's important to understand. We found evidence in the literature that suggests why it might be helpful in our children. The fact that we don't know how exactly yet, that's okay. Somebody will figure it out, probably about 20 years from now. I would like to be at my daughter's wedding by then. I'm not going to wait for them to tell me how it works before I go ahead and make use of it, okay? Same thing happened to me in cancer. I walked into the oncologist office, and actually they presented me at tumor board, and they said, okay, so here's this chick, she's a physician, she's got cancer, she's really big in autism, and she's huge in hyperbarics, and she's really big in antioxidants and all those IVs, and she told us right up front that she's not going to stop doing it just because you said so. And she's not going to lie about it. So which one of you wants to take care of her while she does her chemo? Dr. Thomas, we think you're just the man. That poor guy was so nervous. Okay? But I wasn't going to stop just because they said they had a study that, or they weren't sure that it was useful. There were no double-blinded placebo-controlled trials. Well, sure, give me $1 million and I'll show you how it works. Okay, so hyperbarics, SPECT scans. All right? This is, and I'm allowed to disclose because she has given me permission 100 times over, my office manager's son before hyperbarics. The purple in the middle is supposed to be purple. It's the water. It's the liquid that bathes the brain, okay? The brain tissue, when you're looking, these are slices that go right through here, okay? This brain tissue is what's around the outside edges. And you see this little place right here that's lit up really, really brightly? That's normal and good. The rest of this is not lit up quite so brightly, is it? Okay, now look at what happened to this kid after 40 hours of hyperbarics. Which brain would you rather work with? Yeah. Now, it took him 300 before we got all the way there, but man, did he rock with hyperbarics. Another brain. Which brain would you rather work with? The post. Even the janitor in the hospital would figure that one out as he's sweeping, is walking by the scans on the wall. Here's another picture. Okay? So, here's a study that's published that was really well done. And Dan Rossignol took a big hit. And if you see him, give him a big hug and applaud him left, right, and center, because he did a really, really good study, and he's taken a lot of flack for it. It was very well done, and it showed good results that are statistically holding up. And we should say, gee, we should consider that. Okay? All right, so here's my deal on hyperbarics, guys. We see that it works in our practice. I watch kids go in and out every single day, and it helps them. I haven't had 1.3 atmospheres with an oxygen concentrator hurt a single child yet. Not one, okay? And I've got a study that I'm finishing up right now that is going to show very significantly, I can't publish it yet because it's not quite finished, and cancer got in the way and I didn't get to finish all the statistics on it yet. I can make your kids smarter. measurably.